Guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my videos. Mostly I speak about INFJ stuff, as you guys can tell. I will add other videos as I go on, but right now I'm kind of obsessed with this idea of what is an INFJ, why are we like this, and how can we become better self-actualized human beings. In this video I want to speak to you guys about how INFJs can and do feel jealousy. We're not automatons or robots as we might appear, although we can actually portray that on the outside surface really, really well. We might come across as the fact that we don't care, or we might pretend like we don't care, or we pretend like we don't get jealous. But I know for myself, and I know for a lot of you guys who message me, that jealousy or obsessiveness or protectiveness is one of those qualities that shows up even if we don't want it to show up. Now, when we are in a relationship with someone, and I know you guys have watched a few of my dating and INFJ videos, and you guys probably think that INFJs are really, self-possessed and independent, which we are, but we are completely different. We're completely opposite to our normal selves when we're in a relationship. So if we're normally, very independent, we don't need anyone, we don't care about anyone, blah, 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 we walk around the world with our heads up and our shoulders back, in a relationship, we turn into this codependent, miserable, obsessive person who's jealous of every single human being that comes next to you. And I know that to be the case because I get that way when I'm in a relationship. And that's one of the reasons I hate being in a relationship, because it makes me into this person that I really don't want to be. Now, I'm not saying that that's the fault of the relationship. I'm not saying it's the fault of the person. I'm not saying it's the fault of anyone around me. It is my own fault. I totally get it. But my solution for not dealing with that is that I don't get into a relationship. Now, what happens when we get into a relationship as an INFJ is that, for the longest time, we won't care about that person. We'll try to not care about the person. We'll be like, no, I don't care. They're all right. That they're not that great, and I don't want to care about them because I don't want to get into a relationship. But once, or as soon as we've decided, okay, that's it, I'm done resisting the idea of it. I really like this person. They really like me. And I think I really want to be in a relationship with them. As soon as we decide that, as soon as we make that adjustment in our head, then there is the next stage of it, which is the obsessive stage, where we are obsessed with this person's, their need, their desires, their dreams. We want to help them achieve everything. We want them to be happy. We want them to be well fed. We want to take care of everything that they need or desire. And we don't like them paying attention to anyone else around them, or anyone else paying attention to them. And so we get really, really jealous. Now, mostly we won't show this jealousy because we have a tendency to hide ourselves from the world and hide our emotions and feelings from the world. So a lot of times it takes us a little bit of time to get to that point where we can start showing our jealous side to that person. So in the beginning, that person's gonna be like, yeah, she doesn't care. I could hang out with any girl I want or any guy I want, and she or he won't give a rat's ass. But as soon as we become more comfortable with the person, we trust them more, and we trust that we can show them our entire selves, then we start showing our jealous sides to the person. Maybe by that point, though, you trust the person enough that you know that they're not going to leave you, or you don't trust the person that because he or she has shown tendencies to you that they have a wandering eye, and they're probably going or could leave you if they found someone else. So you have a tendency to grasp a little bit more, to be even more jealous and possessive, and to watch them like a hawk. Now, because we are so intuitive and because we're so aware of everything that's going on around us, we know as soon as our partner is interested in someone else, or we know as soon as our partner is thinking about cheating on us, or we know as soon as our partner wants to leave us, right? And so in that regard, it's a sad thing as well, because we know when that's going to happen, and then that causes us to become even more jealous, even more possessive, and causes us to become more clingy. And an INFJ who's clingy is like the worst part of them. It's the part of us that we despise, the part of us that we hate, the part of us that we're trying to always run away from. That's the reason we dislike clingy people, is because we hate that part of ourselves inside of us, right? And so we don't want to be like that. And so that's why we're like, oh no, I don't want to be like that. So that's why we hide ourselves from being that person. That's absolutely the reason why we hate clingy people, why we hate bitter people, why we hate whatever we hate is what's inside of us. And so clinginess, when we kind of display clinginess, it's the worst part of us. I hate it because I know that I'm getting into that part of me that I despise. And so what's the solution in my head? I get back into a scenario where I don't want to be in a relationship anymore. And that's the reason why I've been single for so long. I've been single for so long, because as soon as I even think about getting into a relationship, I know I get like flashbacks of all the different things that have happened in my other relationships, and I think to myself, I don't want to become that person. I don't want to become that person that goes into that clingy, obsessive, mad, crazy mode. I turn into a person that I don't even recognize anymore. The person I am right now is the person I want to be. The person in the relationship is the person I do not want to be. And I try very hard every single time not to turn into that person, but for some reason it's very hard, and it's like an automatic drop in. And as soon as I care about the person, I become that jealous, obsessive person. And so how do you deal with this? Not through my way of avoiding relationships. Don't do it that way. I want you guys to build your trust genes or your trust muscles. Trust that the person is going to stay with you. Trust the fact that you are awesome enough that they're going to stick with you. And if they're not going to stick with you, then c'est la vie. You find someone else. But do not become that obsessive person. Don't cling to them. If they don't want to be with you, then it's their loss. It's not your loss. And finally, stop putting people on pedestals. I know I do that myself when I am with someone. I put them on this huge ass pedestal where they are so much higher than me, and I can't believe that they're hanging out with me and they're dating me, and oh my God, they're a god and I'm not a god. And so don't do that, because that means that, again, you're gonna have a hard time not only trusting them, but believing that they're gonna stay with you, and also a hard time not being clingy and not being obsessive, not being jealous. Okay, I hope this makes sense to you guys. I don't know, sometimes I think to myself, these things that I do or did in my relationships, I wonder if anyone else ever does them. But this is something that has come up in several different conversations with INFJs that I've had, where they've said that, I get jealous. Why do I get jealous? What is that about? Because normally we're cold and emotionless, right? We have no emotions and we display no emotions. We're robots. And so all of a sudden, to feel so much emotion, to feel so much jealousy and such strong, intense emotions can be really distressful, can be really distressing. And so this is one of the reasons I wanted to do this video. I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you guys get jealous, and how do you guys deal with it? And if you don't, how do you deal with it? Or how don't you get jealous? And I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what your opinions are on this matter or on other subjects. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.